Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we track down, body snatch, and react to nothing but the wildest videos I can find on the internet. So whether you like it, love it, or hate it, we're going to react to it. Let's get after it.
Scientists finally discovered the truth about Easter Island. Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, has always been pretty cool and a big mystery because of the giant rock statues. It is said that the statues represent guardian protectors for the people that live on the island. This small island is only 100 kilometers long and has 887 statues on it. It was once believed that these statues were only heads because that's all that you could see above the ground. But in 2012, they did a bunch of digging and they discovered that they all had full bodies that were hidden underground.
Damn.
But the biggest mystery is how did they get there? Because they've been there for hundreds of years, but the thing is, hundreds of years ago, they didn't really have the technology to be able to carry something that heavy. For example, the largest one that was discovered is 10 meters high and it weighs 90 tons. But the way that they got there is that they were carved with volcanic ash.
So you're familiar with Easter Island in South?
Dude, that's insane, dude. Hey, so just so you guys know, I've got a few things on Easter Island today, and I've got a few things on Stonehenge. I figured I'd bring that a little bit right up to your front porch today, just because, well, we've been keeping a dog in the backyard for too long. Let's get after it.
America?
I'm not familiar with what happened to the
Sure.
island.
So that island was an ancient civilization that was the Mecca. It had everything off land. It had big trees, tons of food. People settled there. They said, this place is incredible. It's paradisical. And then they started cutting down the trees to fish. They started eating all the mammals. And what actually happened is because they were so remote, the middle of the ocean, nowhere near South America, nowhere near anywhere else, they cut down the last tree. There were no more canoes. There was no more food on the island, and the population collapsed. The island was barren. It was void of trees, void of life. They didn't have the canoes or anything to leave anymore because they cut down the last tree to build a boat or make firewood, and everybody there died.
Oh,
They better tell us why they built those things.
shit.
So that's what happens when you use up every last resource.
God.
Hey, and think that's why all these billionaires are trying to get rid of the population. Listen, I'm just gonna say this is for entertainment purposes only, just because I don't want to hear no bullshit. But yeah, just know, I've got a question. I've got questions.
The Easter Island enormous statues, they dug deeper and deeper and deeper and found out that the heads that are above the surface are just a tiny part of it.
The dark bit is the bit that was above ground, and then it goes down 30 feet underground. This had to be excavated in order to reveal it. And the issue is, on this tiny island, if this thing is only 700 years old, which is something that archaeologists often say, 700 or 1,000 years old, how do you get 30 feet of sedimentation in just 700 years? This deep...
Well, first and foremost, it 1,000 years ago, the sea level was 400 feet lower than what it is now. So, I mean, I could see there being a possibility of them building it and leaving it there. But also, we know who else could have built it, right? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who you think built them? The Easter Island
burial of these
eggheads.
statues by natural sedimentation
Yeah.
is a problem. It's a chronological problem that speaks to these statues being much older than we imagine they are.
These are the mysterious statues of Easter Island. Called moai, they were built by the
Alright guys, you guys understand about all the resets and all that in life. Along with the pyramids, you guys already know, I think the pyramids have been around for millions of years. Well before our civilization has come and done its thing. But I think the Easter Island eggheads, I don't know why I keep calling them that, I think they're just as old, if not older. You guys pay attention to these rocks. They're just... I'm speechless right now because I can't even tell you, like I can't even get the words together. I got so many of them coming to my brain right now, but like, look at how big these fucking rocks are that they're doing this with. This ain't human. Humans aren't doing this. I don't care what you say, humans aren't doing this.
Polynesian settlers who sailed thousands of miles of open ocean
Entertainment purposes only.
to reach these remote islands in the South Pacific. These statues cannot be found anywhere else and developed here completely independent of known foreign influence. The moai were carved from volcanic rock on this island, and oral tradition says they walked to their locations around the island. What more likely happened is the people here used a tilting method to move them across the island like they are walking. The moai were placed around settlements, meant to protect the people living there. Under these statues there is a base called an ahu where they buried the bones of important people. All the moai faced inward from the sea, protecting the people from the spiritual realm. The moai also represented power or mana, which could be harnessed for the benefit.
You sure they're not all facing in so that way famine would stay there?
Of humanity. But the moai only gain their power when they are given their eyes made from white coral when they reach their final destination. There are possibly 1,000 moai on Easter Island, but they are falling into disrepair. The rain and wind continues to erode these majestic.
This new evidence is suggesting it may
That's
have been one of the
crazy, right?
first places that the Polynesians got to. But the question that arises is, did they find the moai already in place when they came there even 3,000 years ago? We had an amazing Easter Island elder who told us the tradition of the lost land of Hiva. They say that there was a huge land in the Pacific far, far away, and that it was destroyed in a flood cataclysm.
You guys think that was Easter Island?
And that there were survivors, specifically 7 wise men, who came and settled Easter Island after this great cataclysm.
So if the island was settled at least 3,000 years ago, do
That's what
we
they're saying,
know where from?
Well, 3,000 years ago, you're still within the period of the Polynesian expansion. This is not the Ice Age. This is more recent.
Right.
It's early in the Polynesian expansion rather than late. The Easter Island was seen as one of the last places that the Polynesians got to.
Yeah.
A lot of people are puzzled by Stonehenge.
Hey, I had to bring this dude in here on a few of these just because he's spitting out some serious shit. I gotta hear what he's gonna say about this. I used to live in England, and this is in the same country.
England. Stonehenge is built on Salisbury Plain, and there are 2 kinds of big megaliths at Stonehenge. One of them are called Sarsens, and the other are called the Blue Stones. The Blue Stones, we know for sure, were brought a long way. They were brought from Wales to Stonehenge, a distance of about 150 miles.
What is the point of dragging these enormous monoliths, or whatever the hell you guys want to call these things, hundreds of miles? What's the point of that? I don't understand it. So there's definitely some importance to these rocks, you know. There's a reason why they're moving them 100 miles to this specific location. So now we got 2 things involved. We've got the rock being moved and the location it's being moved to. Those 2 things are pretty important right now, I think.
The Sarsens are found in abundance on a place called the Marlborough Downs, which is about 20 miles from Stonehenge. Very recent research, 2018 research, has provided the answer that 2 of those Sarsens were naturally in position all the time at Stonehenge, and they are Sarsen Stone 16 and the Heel Stone. And if you stand behind Sarsen Stone 16 and look at the Heel Stone at dawn on the summer solstice, you see the sun rising in direct alignment with the view, and that was there naturally. Earth was speaking to sky. The ancients saw that. They decided this was sacred.
Who built Stonehenge and why?
Mind you guys, these are all of these people talking about who built it and why. These are all just theories. Nobody has 100% proof of how these things were put up.
These massive stones in England have stood for over 5,000 years, perfectly aligned with the summer solstice. Were they a prehistoric calendar, a burial site, or something far more mysterious? Some legends even claim aliens lent a hand. Despite decades of research, we still can't fully explain how ancient builders moved these stones, some weighing up to 25 tons, from miles away. Stonehenge.
Hey, maybe each one of those, think about it. Maybe they set one up, right? Aligned with the summer solstice. Or whatever they said it was. By the time they went and got that other rock and brought it back, who's to say that very next arch isn't where it's lined up with. And that would tell you how long it took them to move these rocks. Just saying, man, use common sense here, guys.
Stonehenge remains one of history's greatest puzzles.
You never know.
How they make Stonehenge? Those rocks are nowhere in the region. They found a place where those rocks were mined. And those are some big-ass rocks.
But it's not less impressive because they're just big. The thing about the pyramids that's so impressive is the precision and the sheer numbers. 2,600,000 stones.
Our best understanding of Stonehenge is that it's a functioning observatory that can actually predict eclipses. I just got to bitch slap you there. Stonehenge is not impressive. It's just big stones. They're lined with the summer solstice. There are holes that are not stones, but they're 56 holes, which is 3 times the Saros, which is the cycle of eclipses, of the matching of the orbits of the paths of the sun and the moon in the sky. And when they match up, you get an eclipse.
Stonehenge is a wonder of ancient achievement and an enduring symbol of mystery. Who built these stone structures? We may never know.
Not him. Well, that's it, guys. I know it was a little bit short, but you know, I had to get one out there to you.
A giant stone monument.
So, listen, if you guys want to see some of the coolest videos, you can go ahead and check this one out up here. Or maybe even check this one out down here. But still, either way, definitely hit this subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Much love and stay lifted.